Francisco Lindor versus the Phillies and Ranger Suarez. Look, 1.5 hit runs RBIs. I'm going over. It's minus 160 to go over. And listen, against Ranger Suarez, if you see here, Francisco Lindor, he has 13 at-bats versus him. Batting just 231, but he has a 795 OPS and a very low strikeout percentage at 6.7. He's been very, very consistent. It's a perfect time for his bat to get hot. But I'm riding with this against Ranger Suarez from Francisco Lindor to get over 1.5 hit runs and RBIs. Yo, Gavin Stones faces the Yankees lineup, most likely without Juan Soto, but still, no batter has any history against him. I mean, Grisham does, 2 at-bats, that's not enough. But I don't even know if Verdugo is going to play. I can't remember what I was just looking at. But look, Gavin Stone's strikeout line is at 4.5. You see what he's done in the last 3 outings. He's covered this number. Hey, but the under is favored slightly at minus 113. And that's at FanDuel. I'm sorry, FanDuel has the best odds to go under the 4.5 at Caesars and BetMGM have them a little heavy. I like when I find these like against the trend. You're like, why they got them going under here? Is it just because of against the Yankee lineup? No one has any history. He averages 5.2 innings per outing, and his batters faced and strikeout percentage is 18%. That's why they're going under. But he's done well in his last few outings. Uncharacteristically, might I add. I'm taking Gavin Stone to go under 4.5 strikeouts. Yo, to hop over to the WNBA, I got Dijonai Carrington over 14.5 points and rebounds. This is the last 10 games. It's hitting at 60%. Hey, this is another player that just seems to be going against the grain. Look, UConn's balling, all right? But UConn and the New York Liberty are probably the Connecticut Sun and the New York Liberty are probably the best 2 teams in the WNBA. Not just because they have the best record, but I guess, yeah, it's because they have the best record. But there's only like 12 teams, so they beat up each other a lot. So when you do get the best record, it's probably like a decent game to gauge their strength against the rest of the season. I mean, the rest of the teams. Look, the Sun are 9-0, and the New York Liberty are 9-2. Anyway, 14.5 points and rebounds. She hasn't covered this. hasn't covered this consistently. However, she's playing against one of the top defenses against points allowed and rebounds allowed. You know, and the over and under are both at minus 120, not really heavy in any way. It's only an underdog, but this is what I'm playing, where I'm playing them at. It looks as if you want to go under here, but I'm taking the over 14.5. Dijonai Carrington, points and rebounds. Her field goal attempts are at 10 attempts. She's going pretty consistently around here in the last 5 to 6 games, but she's shooting 41%. I'll take that. And what about her rebounds? Oh, I keep forgetting they don't have rebound chances like in the NBA on Outlier yet for the WNBA. However, Dijonai Carrington over 14.5 points and rebound. Next, sticking in the WNBA, I got Rhyne Howard, but I think it's her rebounds is over 4. I'm taking her rebound. Her rebound line is at 4. I'm taking it over. She had 6 rebounds in the last game. The over's only hitting at 40% over the last 10 games. But she faces off against Chicago, who ranked 10th in rebounds allowed. Remember, there's 12 teams in the league? I like this. What did it say here? Her insight down here says Rhyne Howard has exceeded 4.5 rebounds in 6 of her last 7 games versus bottom 5 defenses for rebounds allowed. They're 10th. I'm taking Howard to go over 4 rebounds. Let's get it. Oh, I got Sabrina Ionescu on here again. Last time, she burned us. We took her points, rebounds, and assists to go under, and she hit us. But I faded it the next time. I mean, I didn't play it, and then she slightly went over. That was the other day. But today is at 27.5. You'll see what's happening in the last 10 games. I'm looking forward to go over here. Her and Stewart, they were balling in that game too, man. And then, wait. We're going to go back to points. I want to see points and rebounds, not rebounds and assists. Bang. Oh, is that 22? I might go into this.
But let's just look at what normal rebounds. The rebounds are at 5. She pushed and went over in 2 straight games, 3 straight games. I'm going to stick to her points, rebounds, and assists, and I'm going to lean towards going over. It's at minus 125, the slightly favorite. Again, she missed it in the last game at that number, but I like Sabrina to go over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Let's look at her field goal attempts. She attempts 14 shots per game over the last 10 games, set 19 there, 13 here. I want to keep it above 14 attempts, and we should be clear. Sabrina, let's get it. Who is this? Oh, right behind her is Breanna Stewart. We're going to look at Breanna Stewart, points, rebounds, and assists. It's at 35.5. She killed it in the last 2 games. I'm going to run with her doing not even close to that, but just a cover 35.5. I like to look at her points and rebounds as well. Breanna Stewart, points and rebounds at 31.5 last 2 games. But she hasn't been doing this consistently. Is she just turning up right now or playing big against big teams? Because they do play against the Connecticut Sun. Connecticut Sun has the number 1 ranked defense against points allowed and rebounds allowed. Is this a perfect spot to fade Breanna Stewart? You know, especially after having 2 big games like this. Let's go back to the points, rebounds, and assists. Yeah, it's at 35.5. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. Let's look at the rebounds, though. Rebounds at 9.5. I'll take the over here. I'll take over rebounds. Yo, the Connecticut Sun is number 1 ranked everything. But if they're going to have a chance, Breanna Stewart is going to have to crash the boards. And I'll take her over 9.5 rebounds. Back to the MLB, Bryce Harper. I got some hitter fantasies that I'm going under. Bryce Harper under 7.5 hitter fantasy score. Bryce Harper faces off against Sean Manaea. Does he have any history against Sean Manaea? Let me look down here real quick. He has 5 at-bats against Sean Manaea. His strikeout percentage is at 20. You know, his OPS is at 400, and that batting average over those 5 at-bats, he's hitting 200. I'm taking the under 7.5 hitter fantasy score. And who else? Jose Altuve, we going under. Jose Altuve under 7 hitter fantasy score. Altuve faces off against who is it? Brown? Wait. Tim Anderson? Is it Tim Anderson? Does he have any? Oh, Tyler Anderson. Altuve has 17 at bats versus Tyler Anderson, batting .294 with an .898 OPS. Strikeout percentage is very, very low. We're taking him under 7 because of the trend. We're riding the trend. We're riding the trend on this 3-man pick. I'm doing a 3-man Bryce. Let's do Bryce Harper, Jose Altuve, and Freddie Freeman. But I'm taking Freddie Freeman over, though. His over 7.5 hitter fantasy score. All of these 3 hitter fantasy score: Bryce, Jose, and Freddie Freeman. Over hitter fantasy score for Freddie Freeman. The other 2 we're going under hitter fantasy score. I wanted to show something else. What it is? Let's go back to the list real quick. I think that's it. Because I'm taking these and Underdog is going to allow me to play at least 5 to 6 of these. If not, I found the other 3-mans. I found the other places that I could play 3-mans for the 6X, like on Boom Fantasy or Dabble or Underdog, as I said before. Bang, you already know. Let's get this dough.